Hello, my name is, as you know, Prime Thor or Thor. My actual name is Larry. So, as some of you do know, what happened with me in private DMs and all that. Some of you on here is probably wondering what happened with me, why I wasn't streaming, why I wasn't making content on YouTube, all that stuff. So I'd rather just tell you all face to face to some people who do care about me, which I'm very thankful. But so to set the record straight, on October 3rd of 2021 of this year, I was going to kill myself. Before this video gets noticed by YouTube, this is my video, my story. It is a sort of a pseudo lesson for other people who was in my position or who are currently in a position like I am mentally. This is a story of mine. I'm not condoning or wanting anyone to pseudo end themselves, but this does have to be said in my own story out there, so hopefully you can give some people hope. But like I said, if you're in that mindset, always call the National Suicide Hotline number, or if you're a veteran, call this Veteran Suicide Hotline as well. Those are there for you. I used it once before, and I got help that I needed to go get myself checked out. But the one time I did use it, I was fine afterwards. It was just a little episode I had mentally. So, but with that out of the way, just to clarify all that for YouTube. So, like I said, on October 3rd, 2021 at night around, I think it was 9 p.m., 10 p.m. I can't really specifically remember. But, I was going to end myself. I was going to drown myself. I was going to call the cops to let them know where my location was. I gave my wallet and my ID to my ex-girlfriend. And in that call to the police, I was going to let the cops know who to contact, all that stuff. So, before this situation happened, what led to it was a bunch of things. Personally, for me, anxiety and depression was a major factor of my life. I hid it pretty well from everyone. Not a lot of people knew that, but a lot of times there was times where my anxiety and my depression got to me more than I would like, but it happened. I wasn't happy with my life. I really wasn't. I thought to myself that I was going down a path to where I'm trying to think of the right things to say here. I wasn't good enough. To the people around me, to my friends and family, seeing all my friends and family having kids, having wives and all that, and here I am, honestly 28 years old, no kids, not married, technically not really in a shield job that I wanted, so 9-to-5 job to where I'm helping people and all that stuff, because that's what I like to do. I like to help people and give them knowledge and stuff and let them do what they will with it. I don't tell them what to do. I'm not into their lives or whatever, but that's what I personally like doing. So with the situation led to it, I had no job. I was trying to look for another job. I didn't have a car no more because I couldn't pay it to get it fixed like I wanted to. And then that night, my girlfriend thought I was going to cheat on her, but I wasn't. So she kicked me out of the house, and I had nowhere to go. So all that was leading to the eventuality that I was going to end myself that night. So, I walked a couple miles to a boat launch area, and I was going to drown myself. On the way there, I said or I posted out a pseudo goodbye on my Facebook to my friends and family, and also on my Twitter. And with that, of course, people were reaching out. People were telling me to call the suicide hotline number, all that, blah, 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 all that stuff. So in that mindset I was in, nothing was going to help. Nothing. Unfortunate as it is to sound like to people, but some people don't tend to realize is that you could say as much help as you want. You can tell them this and that and all that, but sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes it is perfectly okay to call the cops to that person. Even though it's scary to sound, it happened to me that night. Multiple people, several people. I have a friend who's in the police department in my area, talking to me and all that. A few of them and him were calling the police about me. So once I got to the boat launch, talking to people, thinking that nothing was going to work. Within 5 minutes of me being there, the 4 cruisers showed up to my position. Cop called. 4 police officers were on me. They didn't have their guns drawn. They weren't forcing me or anything. So if any of you thought that they were going to force me into the car, drag me down, blah blah blah, no, none of that happened. Of course, with that situation of being a cop, you have to be stern. You do have to talk to them and try to get the suicidal person to get into their cruiser, which, with me successfully, one of the police officers talked me into going to the VA, or the hospital to check me in there to get me help. So after I got into the cop car, the VA, we drove to the VA, and the VA wouldn't take me in, which is unfortunately shitty in that scenario. The rule that was in place for the VA in my location, I don't know about any of yours, is to only come in willingly or have a family member drop you off. And they don't accept police escorted suicide people no more, which I think is bullshit. But so after that, I got taken to the hospital. In the crisis, I was there for overnight to the afternoon and talked to the crisis team there. And they eventually sent me to a mental health facility. So, from the hospital, they don't allow you to use your phones, or in the mental health facility as well. So, I went to the mental health facility. I was there for about 4 days. From there, you try to talk to people, and you talk to random people there who are there for other situations, taking drugs, they're not right in the head, this mental health stuff that is needed to be checked means taking medication, means having a consistent schedule, sleeping on time, waking up early in the morning, and talking to a psychiatrist and therapist. So for me, the first night being there, once I got to the mental health facility, I got my phone, I turned it on, and I know throughout that entire Sunday through Friday-ish, halfway through the day, a lot of people were messaging me, asking me if I'm okay. I couldn't get back to all of you, and I apologize for that. If I could have got my phone there at the hospital and the mental facility, I would have gladly messaged you guys back. I have no issues doing that. Met some cool people. The therapist and the psychiatrist were really cool with everything. They were really surprised how open I was with my story and what me growing up and all that. And of course, they called my mom and talked to her and just, talked to all this stuff. Of course, me being me, I'm a nice guy, or as they say, a nice kid who knows, really, this manners and all that. And I have no hate against anyone, no hate against my ex-girlfriend. In my belief that if you guys break up, there should be nothing said hatefully by each other. Just move on, find someone new, take time to heal. And if you see each other in the future, wave, say hi, how you doing, all that, and then carry on with your day. So, throughout the mental health facility, God, the food was awful. 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks in the afternoon and at night before you go to bed. Not fun clothing to wear. It was like a top thing that you put over, and it kind of, you put one arm in it, then you wrap it around, and you put your other arm in it, so it's kind of like a pseudo shirt in a sense. Then of course, these I went like nurses scrubs pants, but they're not really that. They're kind of weird. They have buttons, and you have buttons to like tighten it around more if it's too loose, type of thing. These rubber pseudo-soled socks. You can really have any of your personal hygiene items, so like your own shampoo, soap, all that, because of security reasons, and you might bring the person there might bring a weapon to harm people. Of course, at night you had checks every 10 to 20 minutes. Sometimes 5. They want to randomize the checks, so no one kind of knows how the schedule is. All that stuff. First night there, sorry. It was hard to sleep because of all the checks. But luckily I'm a heavy sleeper, so I can sleep through that stuff pretty easily once I get going. And first day, I talked to a therapist, talked to a psychiatrist. Nice people there, nice team of doctors there, technicians, nurses, all that stuff. Nice people there. First, of course, my sessions was unfortunately because in the mornings you have like at 9 a.m. you have a thing you check off to figure out what you want for that lunch, dinner, and stuff like that for the day. Unfortunately, the times I did have my therapist, psychiatrist, I did not go to those, so a lot of it was me not picking what I wanted. So, but yeah, I talked to the psychiatrist and therapist the first day, talking to him about everything. It probably was an hour and a half to 2 hours just sitting there talking to him. Of course, me talking that much, my jaw was hurting because, I didn't ever talk that much before. So with that out of the way, enjoyed my time talking to people. Second day arrived, same thing. Just same general thing, talking to people, talking to psychiatrists, talking to the therapist, meeting with the psychiatrist team, talking to them. And third day comes around. The psychiatrist wanted to see me, talk to me about a plan afterwards from here, or from the mental health facility. They told me to get on some medication. And the medication I had taken is a reduced depression and anxiety medication called Lexapro for 10 milligrams. I have to take it up to a year. But after that year, I can get off of them if I want to. I don't have to keep taking them. And if I need to take them again or if I have another mental health episode, I can just go back to the same mental health facility and, deal with all that stuff. So, yeah, third day comes around. The plan was for me to take the medication for a year. Of course, with me being me, I was okay with it, but I also told him that I don't want to rely on medication as much because of the fact that I've seen what people relying on medication it does to them. And I'd rather be strong-minded, get over this stuff myself than, take medication to take the easy way out. Because from being former Army and being raised up the way I was, it was stoic, and being stoic and being a man and take care of yourself, or push the problems from your mentally down further and worry about them later, but I never worried about them later. I always kept it inside, and I always had a unhealthy thing of doing was always bottling up and never talking about it and never dealing with my emotions properly like I should have. And now I am. I am going to a therapist to talk. It is nice. Psychiatrist team. That's at the VA, not the one that I was going to, but a different building in my city that I'm going seeing. Got them taking the medication, 1 tablet a day type of thing. But yeah, in the unfortunate circumstances of this situation, it was the best thing that could have happened to me. And I say that because if that situation never happened, I would have never changed to the person I am now. Meaning I'm not afraid to talk about my emotions. I'm not afraid to talk about what's going on in my life. I'm not afraid to feel like a burden to people or a failure. Because everyone goes through stuff, and everyone has their own problems. And we're all trying to deal with them throughout life, and we're all trying to be good mothers and fathers and, sons and daughters and all that stuff, and we all deal with stuff. And the unfortunate circumstances of society nowadays is mental health is not such a big thing as it should be, especially in the military. In the military, like I said, you are trained, and of course it is needed for the time when it happens. Is if you're in the battlefield and you break down emotionally and stuff like that, then you're gonna, fail the mission and you're gonna get yourself killed. Which, in that situation, that is perfectly acceptably okay to store it down inside and push on and continue the mission to finish the mission, because that is what is needed. But the unfortunate circumstances of stuff like that is you never deal with them. You never deal with that later. You always hold it down and you always keep pushing on, and it becomes a habit that you're comfortable with, and it's a deadly habit. And I wish when I was in the Army that I wish I went to a therapist. I wish I went to talk to someone, and I wish I wasn't having the fear of being kicked out or not being promoted or being deranked, all that. And I want soldiers to know is that if you're dealing with stuff in the military, don't matter which service branch you are, Coast Guard, Marines, Army, Navy, Air Force, if you're having mental problems that you're having issues with, tell your chain of command, tell them that you need this, that you need to go, because we need more service members to be okay with telling their chain of command that they need to go see someone. Even if you're a leader, 15 years plus, dealing with the Iraq war, all that stuff, or Afghanistan war, or war and terror, stop bottling it down. It's not healthy. You need to talk to someone. You need to go to a therapist or a psychiatrist to, get that fixed. Because it's only getting worse. And I know I'd never been to war. I've never been to this and that, and I have no experience with that, and I wish to God that if you're going through that I hope you're getting the help you need. And I hope you're willing enough to be humble enough to be vulnerable for once and go talk to someone, because that's needed. It is definitely needed. And I want the mental health to not be a issue in the military to, and I'm not only saying military, I'm saying police force, EMTs, anything that deals with traumatic stuff daily. And you're in a job that you have to be mentally tough, but you also have to realize your mental health is a lot more important than just your physical. And I say that because you need to worry about both. You can't just worry about your physical health, worry about your mental health as well, because if you don't worry about your mental health, then you're just not going to be the same person you was. But that stuff, in the end of all that, what I was talking about, the mental health stuff in the military, in the end, the old ways is needed. Don't get me wrong, that old way has been a staple and it's worked ever since, but I know that the Army's changing, the military's changing to different stuff here and there, but they're not focusing on the biggest thing is mental health. And the leadership that's been trained down from generation to generation to generation, some of it needs to stop. Some stuff needs to stop that's being taught, and some leaders need to start telling their soldiers to, hey, it's perfectly okay to go to a mental health facility, to a mental health therapist, psychiatrist, to talk about stuff, and we will not demote you. We will not berate you about it. We will not jokingly, if you like joking about this stuff, that's perfectly fine, because it's the military. We like dark humor and all that, but it's perfectly okay to talk, and you will be, not saying put on a pedestal, not saying, you'll be the number one soldier in the block. No. More like you will be congratulated. You will be, what do I want to say? When we have promotion ceremonies, we have people next to us, brothers, sisters, leaders that we care about and we respect and all that. And, seeing the happiness on their face that you're getting promoted, that you're deserved of it and all that. But we need more stuff like that for mental health, for soldiers and anyone who's dealing with stuff like that. But I hope that this video, whoever wants to watch, I don't care if you follow me, I don't care if you just find this on the YouTube algorithm, share it or whatever, and I hope you do share it, that I hope my story kind of helps someone that was like me to finally go to see someone and talk to someone and not throw away your life for thinking you were a failure, to thinking you're, a burden to people, and you think if you talk to them, it's just gonna, be too much for them. And look, I know there's people in situations where they have no friends, no family, no, true support system. But I guarantee you that there was someone that you're friends with, that there's someone out there that wants to hear what you want to talk about, and they have no issues of sitting down and listening. Yes, they are not professionally trained for this stuff. And I know that most of the people in the U.S. is having a hard time finding, talking to people, like a therapist, getting paid, or having the money to go see a therapist, having the money to go see a psychiatrist. And look, the most important thing that I've learned over the years of making content, streaming, being in the military, working at different places, is that connections matter. It really does. Connections do matter, because you never know what that person might be able to help you with helping you get a car, helping you try to get back on your feet. Just helping as much as they can. And I know most people now in society, it's kind of hard to, get help or people to help you, but at least they can try to do something for you. And the people who care about you the most will try to help you the most they can. And don't be afraid to ask for help. In the end of this whole story and everything I've talked about, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to go up to someone and ask for help, because I had to be humbly enough to ask for help, and I never asked for help. And you'd be surprised of what the outcome might be. You really will. So, I just wanted to tell you guys my story. I wanted to tell you guys what I have been going through. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, after my ex kicked me out, I finally got a room to myself. I got a car now. I got a job after a couple of weeks of being out of the mental health facility. I got a car. I got a room to stay at. I got friends who can help me when they need. And I would like to publicly thank my mom for everything. Most of you don't know, I don't talk about my personal life as much as some other people do, like vloggers and all that, because that's just not me. I like to help other people and focus on what they're doing rather than, telling what's going on in my life a lot. But after everything happened, my mom has helped me more than what I thought she would. And thank God I have a mom like that, and thank God I have support systems like that, to where she has no issues trying to help me get back on my feet. Yes, she wants to see me do everything on my own. She's a mom who raised 2 kids on her own, coming from walking to McDonald's for like 10 to 15 miles until she get a ride to work, being homeless, right? Dropping off, me and my sister riding on a bike to daycare to drop us off. And she's been homeless, and now she has her master's degree in accounting, and she has a job she loves, and she's happy where she's at. And it's all because she did a lot more than not more than what people think. She could write a book about her life, and a lot of people would be surprised. So she has done a lot for me, and I'm very grateful to have a mother like that. So thank you, Mom. I do love you, and I do appreciate you with everything you have done. And if you have a mom or a dad that, who cares about you a lot and who's trying to do a lot and the best for you, just go up to them and, tell them thank you, I love you, thank you so much for everything. And, that means the world to them more than you think. It really does. And so, since this video is goddamn super ass long, I'm going to end it. And I appreciate it. If you guys come all the way to the end, thank you so much. I'm not going to promote my YouTube channel or anything like that, or my Twitch or my Twitter or any TikTok, none of that. I'm not going to leave any of that stuff down below. But yeah, I do appreciate you all for sticking this long through everything. I hope my story one day helps someone, and whoever does watch this, I hope you do have the courage to go talk to someone. You do have the courage to go get the help you need, and be humbled enough to finally be vulnerable and talk, because that is needed more than you think. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a good one. Stay safe out there, and be kind to one another, and enjoy your life, because you only got one. And yeah, so I'll end it there. All right, peace.